WWE is a world filled with action, excitement, and larger-than-life characters, but behind all the glitz and glamour, there are real risks. The athletes that step into the squared circle face tremendous physical and emotional demands, often enduring injuries that may never fully heal. While wrestling is scripted, the physical toll it takes on its performers is very much real, as demonstrated by numerous unfortunate incidents throughout WWE history. In 2024, a series of shocking injuries and near misses took place, leaving fans in awe of the resilience of the superstars who continue to push through pain to deliver unforgettable performances. Giovanni Vinci's injury at the start of 2024, a close call in the tag team match. In January 2024, Giovanni Vinci found himself caught up in one of these unfortunate situations during a tag team match. Paired with his teammate Ludwig Kaiser, Vinci faced off against the duo of Jauso and Kofi Kingston in an intense matchup that had the crowd on their feet. The match, which promised high-energy action, took a sudden and alarming turn when Vinci, mid-air, was struck by a dropkick from Kofi Kingston. Unfortunately, Kofi's right leg made contact with Vinci's head with surprising force. Almost immediately, Vinci displayed signs of a serious injury. His face became glazed, and his body language suggested that he was not in control of the situation. Recognizing the severity of the situation, the referee signaled for medical attention by throwing up the infamous X sign, a signal that the injury was genuine and needed immediate attention. Within moments, a doctor entered the ring to assess Vinci's condition. The match was promptly called off, with WWE officials prioritizing the well-being of their athlete. Despite the frightening moment, Vinci was able to walk out of the ring under his own power, much to the relief of fans and his fellow competitors. It was later confirmed that Vinci had not sustained any serious injury, but this incident served as a stark reminder of the dangers wrestlers face every time they step into the ring. Sheamus and Gunther's brutal battle, the shocking impact of hard hits. In May 2024, Sheamus and Gunther clashed in a brutal 21-minute match that showcased the raw power and intensity of two of WWE's most formidable superstars. Gunther, known for his hard-hitting style, and Sheamus, with his unrelenting aggression, delivered a series of powerful blows throughout the contest. As the match progressed, it became clear that Gunther's strikes were taking a greater toll on Sheamus. By the end of the match, Sheamus's body was covered in welts and bruises, evidence of the sheer force of the hits he had absorbed. The Celtic warrior's body bore the marks of war, with deep handprints from Gunther's powerful slaps and strikes left imprinted on his skin. Sheamus's chest looked like it had been sunburned, a testament to the intensity of the contest. The damage wasn't confined to this match alone. Later that year, Sheamus found himself involved in another physically punishing encounter, this time against Pete Dunne in a Donnie Brooke match, a no-holds-barred brawl that utilized sticks, paddles, and cricket bats. Despite his hard-fought victory in that match, Sheamus was left with an even worse toll on his body, with bruises and injuries that would take time to heal. Seth Rollins' long road of injury and recovery, a champion's grit. Seth Rollins is no stranger to the physical demands of WWE. As one of the most consistent and high-flying superstars in the company, Rollins has continuously put his body on the line to entertain fans. In early 2024, during a World Heavyweight Championship defense against Jinder Mahal, Rollins found himself facing an unexpected setback. During a routine moonsault from the middle rope, Rollins landed awkwardly, injuring his knee in the process. Initially, it seemed like a minor issue, but upon further examination, it was revealed that Rollins had torn his MCL and partially torn his meniscus. Despite the severity of the injury, Rollins continued to wrestle in the match, altering his movements and adapting his style to minimize further damage. He had to adjust how he executed his signature moves, including the curb stomp, to accommodate the injury. Unfortunately, due to ongoing storylines and commitments, Rollins wasn't able to undergo surgery until after WrestleMania 40. The pain and uncertainty weighed heavily on him, but Rollins' determination to remain a champion and continue delivering for the fans was unwavering. However, the injuries didn't stop there. At WrestleMania 40, Seth Rollins faced Drew McIntyre in a thrilling championship match, but during the contest, McIntyre connected with a devastating kick to Rollins's face. The impact resulted in a black eye, but Rollins, ever the professional, continued to fight through the pain. His commitment to the match and his fans was evident as he endured the brutal assault, all while maintaining his title. Rhea Ripley's injury woes, a champion's struggle and strength. Rhea Ripley, WWE's women's champion, has been one of the most dominant and resilient figures in the women's division. In 2024, Ripley faced numerous injuries, starting with an attack backstage by Liv Morgan, who threw Ripley into a wall. The force of the collision caused damage to Ripley's AC joint, where the collarbone and shoulder meet. This injury forced Ripley to take time off and vacate her championship, ending her impressive 380-day reign. Ripley's strength and determination, however, saw her make a comeback just 3 months later. Unfortunately, her return was marred by yet another injury. During a confrontation with Liv Morgan, a misstep resulted in Morgan's knee connecting with Ripley's face, fracturing her orbital bone. The injury was significant, but Ripley, ever the warrior, returned to action after a brief hiatus. These back-to-back injuries highlighted the physical toll Ripley endured as a top competitor, showcasing her ability to overcome adversity and continue fighting. Shotzi's ACL injury, a devastating blow from a simple move. While many wrestling injuries stem from high-impact maneuvers, sometimes even the simplest moves can have devastating consequences. In a women's championship match on NXT, Shotzi defended her title against Shahi, but an innocuous move led to a severe injury. After dropping down from the edge of the ring to the floor, Shotzi immediately grabbed her left knee in pain. The impact of the fall caused her to tear her ACL, a severe injury that would sideline her for nearly a year. This injury served as a reminder that even seemingly harmless moments can result in long-term consequences for wrestlers, who face constant risks with each match. CM Punk's return match, an injury on his first night back. CM Punk's return to WWE at Survivor Series 2023 was a moment fans had been waiting for over a decade. His unexpected return injected fresh energy into the WWE universe. However, Punk's in-ring return didn't go as smoothly as hoped. During the 2024 Royal Rumble, after spending about 7 minutes in the ring, Punk took a Future Shock DDT from Drew McIntyre. The landing caused Punk to tear his tricep, a severe injury that sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. Punk, ever the professional, continued the match despite the injury, and he was eventually the final man eliminated. His determination to push through the pain was a testament to his mental toughness and commitment to his fans. Austin Theory and Carmelo Hayes, a shared injury and a Spanish Fly mishap. Sometimes injuries in wrestling don't just affect one person. They can impact multiple competitors in a single moment. In a match between Austin Theory and Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown, Theory attempted a Spanish Fly from the top rope. The move was meant to send both competitors crashing to the mat, but things went awry. The landing was awkward, and both Theory and Hayes suffered facial contusions as a result of the botched maneuver. While neither man was concussed, the mishap could have been far worse. The risk of injury during such high-flying moves is always present, and this moment showed just how quickly things can go wrong in the ring. The suicide dive, a risky move that nearly ended in disaster. The suicide dive is one of the most high-risk moves in wrestling, often leaving both the wrestler delivering the move and their opponent vulnerable. During an 8-man tag team match on Raw, Johnny Gargano attempted a suicide dive to the outside. The move was intended to send his opponents crashing into the barricade, but the momentum caused Gargano's head to collide with the floor. Thankfully, Gargano was able to continue the match, but this incident highlighted the inherent danger of the suicide dive. The move, while visually impressive, often leaves the wrestler exposed to injury, and this near miss served as a reminder of how dangerous wrestling can be. Tongaloa's injury at Money in the Bank 2024. A close call with the commentary table. At the 2024 Money in the Bank pay-per-view event, Tongaloa, a member of the Bullet Club, found himself in a dangerous situation during a match that involved Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. Tongaloa was thrown into the commentary table, and the impact was so severe that his head collided with the table. His body language immediately indicated that he was hurt, and the ringside doctor was quickly summoned to check on him. Despite the visible injury, Tongaloa pushed through. but the incident raised concerns about the safety of wrestlers who take these brutal bumps during high-stakes matches. Dominic Mysterio's elbow injury. A setback. During a Raw match, Dominic Mysterio, a rising star in WWE, experienced his own injury setback in 2024 during a match with Andrade on Raw. While the cause of the injury was unclear, it was speculated that it occurred during an exchange of the Three Amigos suplexes. Dominic appeared to favor his elbow shortly after the sequence, and it was later revealed that he had suffered an elbow injury that would keep him out of action for several weeks. The injury required an arm cast, and the incident served as another reminder of how quickly things can go wrong in the ring. Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton. An injury. During a Raw brawl, Rhea Ripley's year was filled with physical challenges, and another injury came in 2024 during a brawl with Tiffany Stratton. After being thrown onto the mat by Raquel Rodriguez, Ripley landed on Stratton's heels, resulting in a painful injury. While the injury didn't result in long-term damage, it was a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of wrestling, where even a seemingly small move can cause significant pain. Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz. A dangerous overshoot in an NXT street fight. During an intense street fight on NXT, Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz gave fans an unforgettable match. The fight saw both men using everything they could find to inflict damage on one another, but one particular spot went wrong when Wentz overshot a dive off the top rope. Instead of hitting the intended table, Wentz landed awkwardly, resulting in a painful red mark on his shoulder. Despite the injury, Wentz continued to finish the match, proving his resilience. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. A brutal toolbox spot in Hell in a Cell. In one of the most brutal matches in recent WWE history, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk faced off in a Hell in a Cell match. Both men were left battered and bloody after a fierce battle, but McIntyre suffered the worst injury during a spot where Punk smacked him with a toolbox. The blow, while not looking particularly dangerous, left McIntyre needing several stitches to close the wound. This spot was a reminder of the risks involved in hardcore matches and the physical toll they take on the competitors.